I want to tell you the stupidest thing I ever did in my church. Okay, 16 years as a pastor, stupidest thing. But it was a good illustration. I brought this little balloon, right? Probably about this size, into service. And I taped it to, like where that curtain is. I taped this little balloon to a wall there. And I had a BB gun with me. And I said, hey, how many of you guys believe that I can hit that balloon on the first shot? And about 75% of the people raised their hand. I'm like, thank you, you believe in me. Then I said, how many of you believe so much that you're willing to hold the balloon in your hand? And there were still like 10, 20 people still had their hands up. I'm like, wow, thank you. That's some confidence. There's some belief. And then I said, okay, is anyone here willing to hold the balloon between his teeth? And there were 2 people that still had their hands up. And so I thought this might happen. So I said, hey, I told one of the guys, come on up here. And I was just going to scare him, and I had this medical release form, saying, okay, I'm not liable. You got a sign right here. And I go, okay, stand over there and put the balloon between your teeth. And so he does. He's just standing sideways like this. And I thought, I can't believe it. So I just wanted to scare him. I just want to scare this guy so bad. So I picked up the gun, and he's still standing there. And then I thought, I can hit that. And I pulled the trigger, and I hit the balloon. And I thought everyone was going to clap, but the whole church is like, you're so stupid. I had these lawyers, everyone else coming up to me afterwards like, do you know we could have lost the whole church? I go, but I hit it, And that was so dumb. Please, no one ever do that. Stupidest thing I've ever done. But my point was this. My point to the church was, how many believers were in the room at that point? Was it the 75% that raised their hand and said, oh, we believe? Was it the 20 people that said, yeah, I'll hold it in my hand? I mean, how many true believers were in that room? Or was it just that one guy that stuck it between his teeth? See, when I read the Bible, yes, it does say that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but have eternal life. It does say that anyone who truly believes in Jesus is going to go to heaven. The question is what does it mean to believe? Is it those of you who raise your hand during a prayer and say, yeah, I think so? Is it those of you who get baptized and take it a step? Or is it those that are willing to stick this thing between your teeth? And you go, you know what, Jesus, I'll die for you. I'll speak up for you. I'll live for you. I'm not going to deny you on this earth. I'm going to follow you to the end, no matter what it means. It's a person who sticks this thing between his teeth.
Whatever, there's so much instability, so much that we don't understand, that we don't know. For me, growing up, it was, a lot of you guys know my mom died giving birth to me. Then my dad remarried. Then my stepmom died in a car accident when I was 9. Then my dad got married again. Then my dad died of cancer when I was 12. And so I'm in junior high. My mom's dead. My stepmom's dead. My dad's dead. The only close relatives I had were my aunt and uncle, George and Sandra. And then when I was in high school, they got in a fight. And my uncle George shot and killed my aunt. And then stuck the gun to his own head. Killed himself. So I'm 16 years old, and this is life to me, going, man, what's next? Everything seems to be falling apart, and we get a little worried, we get a little scared. And this is what Christians do, they try to serve God, but then things get a little rocky, and things get a little unstable, and so we go, okay, that was nuts. I don't want to live like that. Let me hold on. And this is your routine. This is what so many people do. They go, you know what? I'm not going to try anything crazy. I'm just going to sit here, and I'm just going to hold on. And this is what you look like. You just go, This is what people do. You know what? I'm just going to have my nice little family. We're just going to, we're just going to keep to ourselves. We're going to live in a gated community. I'm going to homeschool my kids, make them wear helmets everywhere. I'm going to, I'm not going to let them outside because sun has bad rays. I'm going to, just on and on and on. And you just live your life in the safety of, I don't want to do anything crazy for God. I just want to, go to church on Sundays and maybe give like 2%, and maybe help the nursery because I feel guilty. And then you do this your whole life, and then you go, your greatest prayer is like, God, you know what? I would love to die in my sleep and not even feel it, and then just go up to heaven. And so you want to die like this, just in your sleep, right in the middle of a dream, good dream, the dream you're going to heaven and you don't even feel it, and then suddenly you wake up. You stand before the judge and you go. Now, if could you imagine watching the Olympics, and some girl does that, just gets up there, starts straddling the thing, and then steps off and goes. What is the judge supposed to do on the card? You see, and to me, I go, man, that's the routine that so many Christians are headed for. That's the routine, the boring, I do nothing crazy because I don't want to fall. That's the routine that they're going to live, and then one day it's going to be a shock because they're going to step off that balance beam and realize they're standing before the judge. They're standing before the judge, and you think he's going to look at that routine and go, wow, well done. Well done. You lived the safest life possible. You didn't slip. You didn't fall. See, that's not the life that God's called us to. That's where the majority will head. But I don't want to go where the majority goes.